former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, a Fox News contributor. Governor, good to see you again this week. And we had you on Outnumbered yesterday, and it's good to have you here this morning because this is the president speaking very firmly, as he has for quite some time now, about the problems in California and what that mayor did. He takes a major issue with that.
Well, I think maybe Bob Mueller ought to move his operation looking into obstruction of justice to Oakland. The president is exactly right. If you are a person who aids and abets someone who is a criminal and who is trying to escape the reach of the law, that is obstructing justice. It's keeping law enforcement from doing the job that they are constitutionally charged to do. So how could it be anything else? It could be aiding and abetting, could be obstruction. But clearly, it's a flaunting of the law. And I don't know how these public officials get away with it. I don't know how they even justify it. Because we don't live our country based on how we think, how we feel, or how we personally believe. We are a country of laws. If we don't like the laws, we can change them, but we can't ignore them.
You wonder where this fight is going to go, as we have now seen many towns, jurisdictions speak up and say, we're not for this. California does not speak for us. Where do you see this going, Governor?
Well, I think it ultimately goes to the Supreme Court, and there's going to be a brushback. I think even the liberals on the Supreme Court will say, you just can't make up your own law based on how you think, feel, and believe. It's not the way it works. And this is beyond liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. This is not ideology. This is a foundational principle of our constitutional form of government. And if these people in California can thumb their nose at a law they don't like, then I guarantee you there's going to be a pro-life governor who will just simply say, no more abortions in our state, and that's just the way it is, because I feel differently about it. And I don't think you're going to find people on the left and the Planned Parenthood supporters saying, sure, that's fine with us. We do sanctuary cities. You ban abortion. Yeah, all is good. It's not going to turn out like that.
Meanwhile, the president following through, Governor, on his plans to protect and defend our southern border, now wanting to send what looks like as many as 4,000 troops, National Guard, down to the border until that wall is built. We're still trying to figure out how much that's going to cost. He says he has a pretty good idea, but that is a big unknown at this point. And what exactly they're going to do down on that border?
I think the bigger question is, what does it cost if we don't defend our borders? What is the cost of drugs coming into this country and killing people and ruining lives and causing us to have to put people in prison at the tune of such an amount that in all 50 states, it takes more money to put a person in prison for drug dealing per year than it would to put them in a college, university, pay full tuition, room, board, books, and give them spending money. So is there a cost to put the guard on the border? You bet there is. There is a bigger cost to having an open border, which is something we've had. And by the way, two other presidents, Bush and Obama, have done the same thing. They've put National Guard troops at the border to do non-law enforcement things. There was not an outcry about it. Nobody, had a big issue with it. So why are they having an issue when President Trump does it, who, by the way, is doing exactly what he said he was going to do when he was elected president?
The Pentagon says these National Guard members will act in support of Border Patrol agents who are performing law enforcement duties. They say they need this, but we still don't even know what kind of participation the president is going to get here as far as those states willing to send their National Guard, their troops down to the border if asked, and more importantly, participation from those border states. Jerry Brown is the big uncertainty as far as California's participation in this is concerned. We'll see where that goes.
Well, but keep in mind, if the president wants to, he could federalize these National Guard troops. It's what Orville Faubus found out in 1957 when he said he was going to use troops to keep those 9 Central High students from going into the high school. Dwight Eisenhower said, I'll just federalize the troops. So governors are normally going to be very cooperative. They're going to agree, and they'll sign their troops over. I did this many times when our National Guard troops went to Iraq and Afghanistan, or when they went to another state to assist in a disaster. I rarely remember a governor who said, no, I'm not going to cooperate. But if they do buck up and say they're not, then the president has the option of federalizing those troops, and Jerry Brown's going to be standing there with his thumb in his mouth when that happens.
Interesting stuff. Governor Huckabee, love to have you on the program. Thanks for coming.